Dear learners, welcome to the course on Introduction to Distance and Digital Education. Today we shall discuss about the role of e-support services in post-pandemic. As we all know that the COVID-19 pandemic significantly altered educational procedure across the globe, resulting in curriculum revision, the creation of unique, innovative learning platforms, and unique educational websites and portals for e-learning. So, dear learners, in this module, we will look into COVID-19 pandemic and digital transformation. We'll be discussing about 21st century learning and 21st century learner skills. Then we'll be discussing about how the use of different ICT tools has helped in addressing the needs of the 21st century learners with a primary focus on open and distance learning. And in the last, we shall be discussing about learner support services and post-pandemic. In recent years, there has been a rising concern about the 21st century skills and competencies to success in workplace as well as family life. Educational policymakers are asking educational institutes to incorporate these skills in curriculum to prepare the students ready for modern day difficulties. The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the necessity of digital transformation and literacy in education. The pandemic has speeded up the implementation of online learning, and the shift to remote teaching has remained despite the COVID-19 pandemic subsiding. And thus, in the age of digital learning, different e-support services have become pivotal for imparting skills to the learners even in the post-pandemic. Now, let's have a look what is 21st century learning. The 21st century is, as we all know that, is rapidly changing in every dimensions of human, socially, economically, and technologically. Therefore, 21st century education plays a vital role in shaping the learners and make them ready to face the real world challenges. It highlights the value of critical thinking, creativity, teamwork, and communication. And these are the skills that are necessary for learners to be successful in a real world. So, it is seen if we look back to the past learning, it was seen that the learning was mostly examination oriented. But what happened in the 21st century, learning is more than preparation of a learners for only examination. The student must take an active role in their education, and they should be given chances to apply what they have actually learned to the actual circumstances. Now, who are actually 21st century learners? The learners of the 21st century basically belong to two generations. They are Generation Z and Generation Alpha. The Generation Z born between 1995 and 2009, and Generation Alpha born since 2010. The Generation Z who were characterized as who most don't remember life without the internet and have had technology like smartphone, iPad, smartboard and other devices available throughout most of their schooling. On the other hand, Generation Alpha, they are called as the first generation born completely within the 21st century. The Generation Alpha is characterized as younger than smartphone, iPad, 3D, television, Instagram, and other music streaming applications like Spotify. As a result of their familiarity with technology and gadgets, learners of this generation tend to be more individualized, which poses a challenge for the educator's teacher when trying to get students' attention during the teaching and learning process. So, Education must work to map the individual learner's profile and create learning platform patterns that meet their needs. So coming to the essential skills for 21st century learners. As we all know that today's the world is changing in every dimension, and to cope with these changing dimensions and to face with any unfamiliar situations, the 21st century learners need to have certain skills. So what are those skills? According to Applied Educational System, there are 12 essential skills which can be categorized into 3 categories. These are learning skill, literacy skill, and life skill. So coming to the learning skills. The learning skill is said to be comprised of 4 C's of 21st century learning. These 4 C's are like critical thinking, communications, collaboration, and creativity. Development of these skills within students not only help them to achieve success in education, but they also lead to a great professional life. Next, the literacy skill. Literacy skill are also referred as IMT skill, and they are each concerned with a different element in digital comprehension. IMT stands for information literacy, media literacy, and technology literacy. So what happened in 21st century, in the era of digital learning, students have the access to many informations. However, the student must be provided the skills, the ability to find the truth in the era of truth information, in the era of chronic misinformations. Now coming to the life skills. Life skills are also referred to as FLIPS, flips. These skills are pertain to someone's personal life, but they also bleed into professional settings. FLIPS stands for flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. Imparting life skills in students is important to enable them to deal effectively the demand and challenges of life. Now let's have a look on ICT and e-support services. Many educational institutions had limited options for online and distance learning prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, both in terms of course content and availability. However, COVID-19 has changed the scenario and forced almost all educational institutes to move at least partially from in-person learning to distance and online learning. As we have discussed, to inculcate required 21st century knowledge and skills in learners effectively, educational systems are using ICT-enabled teaching and learning process. Open and distance learning has some advantages over the conventional learning in the process of shifting to the ICT-based learning in post-pandemic. Now, let's see how the recent use of different e-support systems and ICT tools have helped in addressing the needs of 21st century learners with a primary focus on open and distance learning. The first one is Learning Management System, LMS. The Learning Management System is a software applications or web-based technology used to plan, implement, and assess a specific learning process. Ideally, a learning management system provides an instructor with a way to create and deliver content, monitor student participation, and assess student performance. Though initially the LMS was developed in 1990s, it has been utilized prominently both by big corporate houses as well as by many open and distance learning institutions to store, organize, and distribute courses to the learners as required. Employees or the learners take courses and submit feedback using LMS interface. A good LMS lets admins monitor employees or learners' progress, views analytics, and recalibrate their learning programs for maximum impact. LMS can also help learners in the era of digital learning. The LMS can also help learners to inculcate the 21st century learning skills through various interactive and collaborative process of learning. The learners can interact with experts, with peers through various modes of communications like forum, chat box, and feedback. Now coming to the open educational resources. What is open educational resources or OER? OER are teaching, learning and research materials in any medium, digital or print, that reside in the public domain or have been released under an open license that permits no cost access, use, adaptation and redistribution by others with no or limited restrictions. The major types of OER include syllabi, lesson plans, learning modules, lab experiment, simulations, course videos, discussions, prompts, assignment, assessment, library guide, and course design template. The MIT Open Courseware is one of the prominent initiatives in case of open educational resources. The UNESCO is also playing a leading role in the promotion of OER. In India, if you look into India, IIT Madras came up with an initiative called NPTEL, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, in the year 1990. The basic aim of this initiative was to improve the quality of higher education in India. As per this initiative, all the IITs along with the IISc Bangalore would come up with a series of video lecture based course across all the stream of engineering. This initiative has gained wide popularity in India and lectures are being used by several engineering students from across the India. Now come to the massive open online courses, that is MOOCs. This is the another similar initiative in the advancement of making knowledge free and accessible to all line of OER is the MOOC. The massive open online courses are free online courses available for anyone. They can enroll. MOOCs provide an affordable and flexible way to learn new skills, advance your career and deliver quality educational experiences at scale. Millions of people around the world use MOOCs to learn for a variety of reasons, including career development, changing career, college preparations, supplemental learning, lifelong learning, corporate e-learning and training, and many more. In India, the government of India has recently launched SWAYAM Study Waves of Active Learning for Young Experienced Minds. SWAYAM platform that facilitates hosting of all the courses taught in the classroom from class 9 till post-graduation to be accessed by anyone, anywhere, at any time. All the courses are interactive, prepared by best teachers in the country and are available free of cost to any learner. Recently, more than 1,000 specially chosen faculty and teachers from across the country have participated in preparing these courses. The courses hosted on SWAYAM are in 4 quadrants. Number 1, video lecture. Number 2, specially prepared reading materials that can be downloaded or printed. Number 3, self-assessment test through tests and quizzes. Number 4, an online discussion forum for clearing the doubts. Steps have been taken to enrich the learning experience by using audio, video, and multimedia and state-of-the-art pedagogy and technology. Courses delivered through SWAYAM are available free of cost to the learners. However, if any learners wants a SWAYAM certificate, they should register for the final proctored exam that come at free and attend in person at designated center on specified date. Next is artificial intelligence based educational tools. Artificial intelligence based educational tools are regarded as the most innovative among newly developed education tools. Artificial intelligence, that is AI in short, collect data on a student levels of understanding, then analyze the data and then determine how to improve comprehension. So now let's have a look on COVID-19 pandemic and learner support services. As we all know that the phase of COVID-19, most of the universities, colleges and even schools had to offer online classes as well as offer other counseling services through the use of social networking platform, as for example Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram and other platforms. Government has also taken many initiatives and allowed around 100 universities of the countries to start online educational program and courses. PM-eBidya. It was an innovative and unique initiative by the Ministry of Education, Government of India to sustain education by leveraging ICT and to facilitate learning and teaching. It offers multifarious educational resources in multi-platform mode, digital and online, through 12 DTH TV channels, community radio, content for Divyangs, podcast, etc. It takes advantage of the several streaming platforms available across the country to telecast educational content in audio and video mediums. The PM-eBidya programs also consist of Diksha, involving e-content and QR-coded energized book for all the classes, and it is called as One Nation, One Digital Platform. Another one is Manudarpan. It was an initiative by Ministry of Education, Government of India, which aims to provide psychosocial support for mental health and well-being of the student during the COVID outbreak and beyond. The goal of the Manudarpan initiative is to close the gap that exists between the home and schools by helping students to understand the new normal and encouraging the positive behavior, supporting online learning and teaching life skills that will help them become resilient, caring, responsible, independent learners both during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. In such pandemic situation, the Open University, including Krishnakanta Hondekoi State Open University, Assam, used a number of ICT-based services to reach its learners. And these services, like one is e-mentoring. E-mentoring means the mentoring through electronic media. Discipline and semester mentoring groups were formed to keep constant communications with the learners. Both WhatsApp and Telegram were used to reach the learners. Communication regarding clearing of doubts, counseling session schedules, examination schedules and all other relevant important official matters were communicated through these groups. Learners also receive real-time support through such groups at the time of online MCQ test, open book examinations, etc. The faculty members of the university serve as the mentor in these mentoring groups. The next is online counseling sessions. So online counseling sessions are basically conducted through various platforms like Google Classroom, WebEx, Zoom, and to reach the learners. Here learners could log into their mobile, either mobile or laptop or personal computers through the link. The link was provided by the counselor prior to the class. Prior intimation about the counseling sessions are provided in the mentoring group. Then the next one is social media live. This is one of the most important activities that were performed during the COVID-19. That is through the use of social media like Facebook Live. Counseling sessions are also conducted to reach the learners. Prior intimation about the counseling sessions are provided in the mentoring groups. Walk-in counseling. So what is walk-in counseling? Walk-in counseling provides the learners to walk in directly to the university or to the study center where they have enrolled and clarify any doubts on academic as well as non-academic matters. Coming to the conclusion, it is seen that there is growing demand in creating and implementing adaptable learning environment, teaching and integrating innovative digital network, support services and remote technologies into course design in post-pandemic era. Based on the ups and downs of pandemic, the mode of course delivery has expedited the transformation of higher education. In order to deal with such a situation, the higher education institution has likely grown very creative in developing a wide range of different course types with innovative learner support services. So dear learners, with this I come to the conclusion of today's lecture. Thank you.